It's quite an amazing sensation, especially when you feel that you're absolutely ballistically quick. It just feels perfect with the car, and the car handles very well, and you can just push over 100%, and you know there's not going to be any mistake happening. And you just fly, and that's an amazing feeling, and it's very, very special. You got to work very hard to have that feeling as often as possible.
Nico Rosberg was one of the most distinctive personalities in Formula One during the late 70s and 1980s. The super-confident and super-fast Finn's career peaked in 1982, when he became world champion, driving for Williams. 2 decades on, and it's his 21-year-old son Nico in his rookie season with Williams F1, who epitomizes the new face of Formula One. He's young, athletic, determined, and most crucially, very, very quick. Keke is now his manager, the same role he played with double world champion and Finnish compatriot Mika Häkkinen. However, while Rosberg Jr. accepts that the family name eased his path into the sport, his place at Williams was won on the back of some devastatingly aggressive drives in the junior formulas. And now he's keen to move out of his father's shadow.
The thing is that it's just a bit difficult because there's so much that ask you about your father. Yeah, it's always your father, your father, your father, and that's not something I really like. Although I can of course be proud of my father and of what he achieved, but in the end I want to be myself and step away and be seen as an individual, you know, who really achieved something on his own, and that's where I'm trying to head for.
Nico's career has been meteoric. Success in karts, Formula BMW and then Formula 3 led to Williams asking him to test with them in 2002. At just 17, he became the youngest ever person to drive an F1 car.
And that was my dream ever since I'm 10 or what, yeah, so that was a very special moment, and I remember I even had tears coming down my eyes because that was crazy. I would actually be able to drive an F1 car and going from 140 horsepower to 900. And it changed a lot of things in me also because I really understood how much I wanted this because I got the hands-on impression of it. And I really worked a lot harder for it from then onwards.
Born in Germany and raised in Monaco, Nico's cosmopolitan upbringing left him in an unusual position. He speaks 5 languages fluently, but Finnish isn't one of them. His mother tongue is German, and he competes under a German license. And driving competitively wasn't his priority as a child. Tennis was his first passion.
I started on in this tennis team in Monaco, and I joined the national team when I was at the age of 10 or 11 or 12 in the junior category. And I was very good actually, so that also kept me interested in the sport. But in the end, it was always going to be racing.
Back in his hometown before the Monaco Grand Prix, there was the chance to get back on court with a boyhood hero, Boris Becker.
And I made him run, most definitely, quite a lot. I tried to peg him everywhere across the court, and he was breathing quite heavily, I must say. And it was a close call actually too. I lost 12-10 because I'm very, very competitive, so I gave it my best shot.
After turning down a place to study aerodynamics at Imperial College London, Nico concentrated on his racing career. But his background in science has proved invaluable during development work with his race engineers. In his rookie season, Nico has been partnered by Mark Webber. The Australian is a 5-year veteran of F1 and recognised as one of the most consistent and determined men currently racing.
Mark is a very, very quick driver, especially in qualifying, so it's not easy to beat him. I can also learn a few things from Mark. I don't like saying that, but or how should I say? Maybe look at things the way he does them well and try and copy a little bit. You even had the...
And as well as being able to call upon his father for advice, Nico can also rely on the expertise of Sir Jackie Stewart. The three-time world champion acts as a consultant to the Williams F1 team.
Jackie is a very wise person, and it's very interesting, you know, to speak to him. He has a lot to say, and sometimes, or most of the time, there are things that I'm best off to listen to and try and use and take over.
At the recent Goodwood Festival of Speed, Nico and Sir Jackie indulged in some role reversal. The youngster handed over his 900 horsepower Williams to the famous Scottish veteran and in turn took a drive in Jackie's 1968 World Championship winning Matra Cosworth with only 400 horsepower. But despite such spins down memory lane, Nico wouldn't prefer to drive in either Sir Jackie's or his father's era.
Most definitely not, because it's too dangerous. Looking at it now, it's just too dangerous. You know, the probability that you don't live for very long in that era is very, very high.
At 21, Nico Rosberg is now the focal point for millions of dollars of investment by Williams and its small army of employees. But possibly no rookie has ever been better prepared for the pressures of modern F1. And if Nico needed further motivation, he can always visit his team's museum. At the centre of an array of championship-winning cars lies the Williams that his father drove to the F1 title 24 years ago. The son himself has no doubts about becoming the second Rosberg world champion.
Well, because that's why I'm here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be racing if I don't want to be the best. There's no point to racing otherwise. So that's the aim, and that's what I'm working hard to get. And we will see how long I take. But I strongly believe it myself that I will achieve it one day.